You know, I thought I would have time to listen to more spiritual teachings with this Uber job, but so far I haven't, because getting used to vlogging at the same time has taken longer than I expected. Here's where the ride brought me today. So again, going off the same video where Swami Sarvapriyananda answers this question.
In Vedanta, Swami Vivekananda said, we Hindus worship a transcendent immanent God. Transcendent means beyond this universe, beyond time, space, causation, beyond humanity, beyond limitation, infinite. But also immanent, here, in and through everything. So this universe is not a separate reality apart from God. That would be a monstrosity actually. Why? That would mean that the universe, the world is a godless place. And God is a limited being. Why limited? Because if it's something apart from the universe, then God is a limit. Where does God stop? Where the universe begins.
But it's still paradoxical. Being transcendent seems to contradict being immanent. And I'm not sure which one I prefer. The logic of the non-dual teachings is appealing to me, that there's a single transcendent reality that we all are. And we can experience its innate peace if we just realize that. But then again, while still identifying with our worldly suffering, taking solace in a God that is here and now with us, in and through it all, is very comforting. So which one is it? Is God beyond this world or a part of it? It seems like it has to be one or the other. How can God be both transcendent and immanent? Is God all that we see, or none of it at all? Is God transcendent and not represented by what we perceive as the universe? If we define God as the greatest possible being, it's got to contain everything, the whole universe. But what we perceive of the physical universe and our limited experiences of it may just be a partial representation of God's infinity. I like how idealist philosopher Bernardo Kastrup explains it. He suggests that there's no reason to think that we as humans, as advanced apes, who evolved our current cognitive abilities just yesterday compared to the vast history of the universe, would be able to apprehend all the salient aspects of what's going on around us. The world we perceive may just be our encoded dashboard representation of what's really out there. Like the dashboard of dials on a plane's cockpit instrument panel, there are sensors of air pressure, speed, and altitude, of what's really going on outside the windshield of the plane. But a pilot can successfully fly a plane without even looking outside. He can rely on the instrument panel alone. Like this, our senses provide accurate but limited information about what's really going on out there. But the difference is we don't have a transparent window into the sky outside, the world as it really is. So we can refer to the inherent mystery of the vast universe, nature in and of itself, as the body and mind of God. Assigning a body and mind to God would be a personification of it. Many people do worship an even more limited personal God that takes a particular form. But what I heard from Swamiji's answer is a simpler way to explain all this. God isn't just a personal God, and not even just this entire universe. Meaning God is not only all this, but it transcends it as well. So, ultimate reality, Brahman, or God, or whatever you want to call it, does transcend this world in a way. Meaning what reality essentially is beyond what we can perceive using our limited cognitive headset. After all, we only perceive in 3 dimensions of space and 1 of time. But I'm talking about what's essentially real. All this is real too, meaning it exists. It's just that it's a limited projection of that essential reality. And yeah, I guess you can say it's distorted in that way. I mean, it does appear to us as a diversity of beings, objects, and experiences. And according to the non-dual philosophy, there really isn't such a multiplicity of things. There's only a single indivisible reality. So that's what ultimate reality is. And yet we experience this world. By the way, I broke my microphone yesterday at the gym, and today, just now, I broke my screen. I'll show you. So here's my mic, and here we go. The cold shoe mount broke in the pieces. I dropped it, and it broke. I need to send it in for service today. But just now, I dropped my camera, and the screen broke. So luckily, I have this backup mic, and I do have a backup camera, but look at this screen. It's just shattered. But I don't think I can pay to fix it right now. These experiences, both good and bad, do exist. It's not nothing, but they can't exist independently of or outside of God. Since, as Swamiji says in the video, that would mean God isn't infinite. If something exists apart from God, isn't included in God's being, then God isn't everything. If this world we perceive exists outside of God as a separate creation, God would be displaced a bit. It would be some sort of personal God that's limited to a particular form and creates something outside herself. And that may work in metaphor or as a form of worship. But I'm bad at worship. Really, I wish I were more inclined to be reverential. I wish I had a personality suited for religious devotion. It would make my spiritual life so much easier. But maybe that's why this aloof, non-dual philosophy is so appealing to me. It doesn't have to include a discussion of God, either transcendent or immanent. There's only a single ultimate reality that we all essentially are. It's the feeling of just being. It's what we mean when we refer to I am, amidst any experience, transcendent or worldly. Like and comment if this resonated with you, and subscribe below to follow me on my journey. See you next time, which probably won't be for a few days because I'm with my son this weekend.